What's up, you guys? Oh, we got somebody ready to get put out. There you go. Already starting the show early with getting put out. Congrats. All right. So we are here. I have to do this show because we back. That should be better. Now, I was listening to Glendon riding down the road, and sure enough, it's amazing. You guys got to do it. Voice to text. It's separate. I knew it was today, but I cannot because y'all will not let it go. Again, I will gladly give $1,000 to somebody with horrible personal credit and getting $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 loans and credit cards because they don't exist. I know they don't. Been doing this too long. I'm in too many groups. I done paid over $50,000 this year in coaching alone, and every time I be in these groups, there's always somebody in there with a $550 talking about. I'm like, well, we got to do your personal credit first. They're like, what? But I just paid all this money to get in this private group, and you gonna tell me I have to clean up? Every time without fail, y'all, I'm in at least 10 groups, and the first thing they go is they'll say, well, you had a 680. Well, what's on your credit that gets you back up? We need to get you to a 680. We need to get a platform with some bank loans. Unless your business is kicking off like 8 to 10 grand a month for the past 2 years straight, they gonna ask. Now, if you start asking for $25,000, $50,000, these amounts, they start asking not only take a peek at your personal, they also ask you to fill out a personal financial statement. I broke this down for you guys in the bank book course. It's called the one-page business plan. Most people buy the one-page business plan with the funding course because they go together mostly. But what happens is on that, when you start for more than $25,000, $50,000, or $60,000, usually over $25,000, they ask you to fill out that personal financial statement. What's on the personal financial statement? The personal financial statement is your name, the business address, the business website, the business phone number. It's going to ask you what's your liabilities and what's your assets. Now, what does that bounce back to? Your assets and your liabilities bounce back to you, your personal information. When 2008 happened, they changed a lot of the laws. Y'all are trying to fight, this fake internet fight, and I don't know why. I will gladly give $1,000 to somebody who can show me. I've spent over $50,000 this year in various groups, various courses, various training to get different things in place and also get different marketing, ads, all kind of stuff, push myself. And it's always the same people in there talking about, and your personal credit was, they be like, what's going on with you? I got all these credit cards I done bounced, and I thought I was going to get some new business credit. Stop. And I blame the internet gurus out here showing 40, 50, 60 credit cards. You know, I was talking to somebody and had a stack of credit cards, and I was going to show them. And I said, nope, because it will draw the wrong people to the channel. I want the people who are actually going to do something, not the people looking for shortcuts. Again, like I told y'all earlier, people that are trying to sell me their freaking Shopify businesses. They make $100,000 a year, and then out of that $100,000, because they've been trying to live big Willie style on the internet, they got other credit card debt and car debt. These $100,000, they're like, oh my gosh. When all they should have been is like, let me live low for a year or two and stack this cash because this Shopify, you know, I got to spend so much money every month on advertising and Facebook ads, Instagram ads. But they don't know to do that. So they get in trouble. So then they try to sell you their business for $25K, $30K. Getting hyped. But what ends up happening is you're trying to explain to people, it's all a loop. It's all a loop. These young kids, that's why these things are marketed not to, let's just be really honest, they're marketed to young 19 to 25-year-old men. Sometimes women, but mostly 19 to 25-year-old men. Okay? That's what they're looking for. Because they want to get those people in the door. Get those people in the door with that 720 credit score because they ain't got nothing, probably a car on there. You know, I can name at least 4 young men I know right now in college. All they have on their credit is that Camaro or that car their parents bought them fresh out of high school. And they make their payments on time, they pay their insurance on time, and that's it. So their credit score is whoop through the roof. So yeah, they can go apply right now and get ridiculous and get all these credit cards. Another trick a lot of these people do is they put, I make $100,000 a year, and they got that 720 combo. It's just the combo number. You know, it's a couple little tricks. You know, same address for 5 years, same job for 5 years, $100,000 a year. It's just like a little trick on paper. But again, 720 credit scores. People keep trying to ignore that part. Oh, it's not the truck drivers I'm worried about. It's the we had to fire 2, but we got 3 more coming. But the other 2 are already in place. I got more trucks that I'm closing up out. But the truck drivers are not a problem. It's really just the when I went to go get the truck today, if you guys saw the Instagram video, I asked the maintenance guys, where's the truck parked? Oh, it's parked over there. We put the key on the hook. You did? Something told me to go by and drive by the truck. Of course, I go drive by the truck, make sure it's there. I pull the handle. Of course, you guys, the handle opens, the door opens up, and you'll go inside the truck. And sure enough, there is the key, y'all, in the ignition at the dealership. And this truck has its license plate on the front. This truck has its paperwork inside. Somebody could have drove off on my truck, y'all. So, the ones in Birmingham, Alabama, that maintenance folks, we can't talk about on the internet here, but they get sued. Do I still do consultations? I do. They just cost more. That's all. If you've had a business for 10 years, I'm telling you, again, folks, you got to be that CPA, that accountant. A lot of times what ends up happening, y'all writing off too much stuff. Y'all marking off way too much stuff. People be like, oh, I made $1 million, but then when it breaks down the end of the year, taxes, I talked about it earlier, they sitting there like, oh, I only made $70,000. And they can't figure out why they can't get approved for a home, a mortgage, or any other loan. But again, y'all, I'm telling you, don't be out here on this internet falling for these lies. I keep telling y'all, again, I will gladly pay someone $1,000 if they can show me they have terrible personal credit and they got $100,000 of credit cards. Come show me. Come show me, because this is the formula. I'll give you the formula right here. If you got no collections, and again, what does no collections come out of? Step 1, get a credit card. Well, honestly, first part, 0 collections on your personal credit. Again, y'all gonna, oh, Erica, I don't want to hear this. You got to hear it. Because you're talking about brand new businesses starting from scratch and you want 100K. They are going to look at your personal credit, because ever since the Patriot Act came through, they not playing with y'all. They not playing with y'all. So, first one, 0 collections, under 4 inquiries. And then when you start talking about the application, again, I got a video coming. You got a video coming, and be careful. Talking about Todd Chrisley and them, how they get caught with that bank wire fraud. It's because they were out there lying. But again, here's where they be on the application. 5 years, same home address for 5 years. Because when you move around every 2 minutes, you moving, every year you moving, it looks a little red line. It's red flag. Okay, 5 years. Then 5 years at least 3 to 5 years at the same job, and job income, annual income is $100,000. That is like on lock. 0 collections, no repossessions in the last 24 months, because really the last 24 months is the most important thing. You have smooth sailing. Now you may, if you're at a 690, you may get 30,000. But when you get that 720, that's when you're talking about 100,000 in the first batch. But again, you guys, I put the funding course together, I put the bank together. I keep telling y'all, it's in waves. Every 90 days, you can call back up again. You can go look at all my old videos. I tell y'all the stuff. Call every 90 days, getting that reapproval, getting those lines bigger and bigger and bigger. Or every 90 days, apply for other cards. I keep trying to tell y'all, it's listen. You have to really listen when people are talking. So the guy that I made fun with, and He was on Ty Lopez thing. He started making fun of it. But literally, oh boy, kept saying on the lives, y'all weren't listening to him. He has 177 LLCs and 17 million line of credit. So that means that's all that's all his team is doing all day. Phone calls, calling around. You can watch him on his videos. He even says it on his videos. That's what he does all day. Was calling around for funding. And then taking that money, and people say, well, oh my God, these credit cards, what are you going to do with them? What he would do is he would take it. Now, let's say you have a credit card that's giving you, I'm giving a low number, 6% interest. And many people are like, oh my God, 6%, Erica, you know. Now that's 6%. If he goes and takes that money, puts it in something that's going to give him 10 to 12%, just broke even. Like 12%, he just breaks even. Something 15 to 20%, he does what? Makes a plus, goes in the positive. That's why people are always obsessing about those zero interest credit cards, because then they didn't lose. If they get zero interest, and then the thing they're looking for is 6 to 12% interest, they win it, right? Again, Todd Christie and all them thing, and the reason they were messing up is because, let's be honest, no bank is looking for you for bank and wire fraud unless you what? Not paying your bills. Todd Christie and his wife, they sitting out there with millions of dollars in bank loans and not paying them on time. That is your first red flag, because what's that bank gonna do? They're gonna start digging for information. And banks ain't playing like they used to. You ain't just gonna disappear with that money. It ain't happening. You're not disappearing with that money. They gonna charge. Not only they gonna charge you a fine, they gonna come get you, baby. They gonna come get something. A lot of people out here playing games. No, if you want to get certain lenders, certain loans, you got to go get the funding. Go get the funding course. I sit here and break down video after video, like in these courses, and I'm not gonna come on YouTube and give you everything that's in the course and just say it ain't worth it. Another thing of that, if you guys want the same information, come to some of these events I'm putting on. The Atlanta Mastermind. Hood Estates Elite, I was in there giving them the alternative funding videos. Go into, which I've added more since that time. But come to Denver, October 5th. Talking about scaling your business, baby. I'm going to be in LA and Oakland in November. I'm going to be in Dallas, October 12th. We literally break out all these things over and over and over and over. In Atlanta, September Mastermind. Atlanta Mastermind. You can go on Eventbrite right now and pull it up. Navy Fed been giving out the bag. They've been throwing that bag all day. But that's the thing. It's like, what I'm trying to get people to see is like, let that old wives' myths go. And I can sit here and teach you, like, I actually know immigrants. I actually know people in business. I actually can show you some of the stuff they've actually broke down and shown me and taught me. And people sitting there like, no, the government give immigrants these magical loans. You'd be like, bro, stop it. Stop. It's exhausting with these ridiculous myths. It's just very simple techniques. And the reason I'm so big on, please don't at me, because it makes a big red light. And the reason I like, hey, come to these events, we can talk freely in there. When you chat on YouTube, Skynet is watching you, and you never know who else is watching, you dig? So you can't just be talking loose and reckless out here on the YouTube. That's why a lot of stuff you see, it sounds misinformation, or you're missing pieces to it. Because the person who's telling you knows they ain't supposed to be telling all that stuff on the internet. I'm in a group right now, the guy was giving out the particular person, I'm trying to be careful before I say what I want to say. I'll just say Visa. How about that? I'll switch it up. I ain't gonna say the actual company. Let's just say for Visa, he was giving out a number of a salesperson on the inside. People don't know you got Visa. These companies have salespeople, not just a customer service person, but a salesperson. So he gave this guy, and this guy would push people's application through. I mean, there's a lot more I could give out, but I'm be careful. The point of the thing is, when I'm sitting here giving you all this information, I can't do all this stuff, talk freely like this, because all it does is shut down those avenues later. The whole Navy Federal loophole that got closed down is because people kept talking about it on YouTube. They kept talking about it in the Facebook groups. So Navy Federal was like, loophole shut down. When you got, this is how thirsty people are for funding, okay? Navy Federal had a loophole where if you went and filled out with the Navy League, $25, that's all you had to do, right? $25, San Diego Navy League. Now, unbeknownst to people, there are Navy Leagues all over the United States. But all of a sudden, one place, and they're usually like a little, community center. They're not a big place. One place gets a million people sending $25. That means $25 million came to one Navy League. The government was like, what is going on? Stop it right now. Shut it down. Shut it down. What are these? So what they would do is, the government, in order to kind of get the heat off the Navy League in San Diego, if you were in Florida, they take your money and send it over to Florida. If you were in New York, New Jersey, they send it over to the bases in those areas. If you were in California, they just kept sending it away because they're like, hey, we don't know what's going on. We ain't told nobody. We ain't marketed the Navy League like that. I don't know what's happening. The poor people on the staff there in San Diego were panicking because they had to tell the government, we got $25 million here, and it ain't supposed to be here. And you think the government ain't playing? You think the government playing like that? That $25 million just show up at the door? Okay, so what happens? They go back and look in these Facebook groups. They go back and look on YouTube. They go back and look on the internet. And guess what they do? Hey, close that loophole. Done. You can't open no more Navy Federal accounts with the Navy League thing. Boom. And that's how people mess up a good thing. So hence, when people ask me about all these different things, I'm not telling you everything on the internet. That's why I pay probably in groups. I pay on average. There's 3 groups I pay $297 to be a part of. There's another group I pay $100 a pop, and there's like 3 more I pay like $50 a month because they be giving you the business. There's one guy who books jet for us. If you give him enough time and send him the money, he'll book a ticket for JetSmarter. You be on jets all over the United States. There's one guy, another loophole. I can't give you all the information, but it's a way to hook people up. And that's what happens. They put this information out here on the internet, and y'all go out there with half information, messing up something, and then you don't know what you're doing. So that's why we put it in courses, or you come to the in-live person event, because everybody's situation is different. People will be like, Erica, what should I do with $10,000? I don't know you. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know where you're trying to go. I don't know what you're trying to build. I can't give you no half answer, because then some kid's gonna come behind you, watch this video and be like, but Erica said to do this, but it didn't apply to you, honey. Just like these credit cards and these business credit cards, they are getting y'all drunk on lies. I'm sitting here telling you, every time they ask you, do you have a 720? It's a reason they're asking you that. Ain't no bank out here trying to loan with. Listen, these trucks, passing by a truck right now, these trucks are $50,000 to $100,000, $120,000 piece of equipment. Why do you think they go, what's your personal credit? That's why a lot of these truckers don't even try, because their personal credit is jacked. So what you're telling the bank is, you make $130,000 a year as a trucker, but you can't pay your car on time all year long. You can't pay your mortgage on time all year long, but you want us to give you $100,000. Right? Nah, that's not happening. So let these people, let them, but business is separate, Erica. It's separate. If you give them this number, they can't look it up, because the government, let me tell you something, go look up something called the Patriot Act. Go look up and go read it. Don't sit here and paraphrase, and this is what Google told me, Erica. No. There's 134 of y'all in here. Hit the like button. With 44 likes. Oh, Game Now's girlfriend. Hey, it might be that way. Yes, the one for the Atlanta Mastermind with me, Charm City Buyers, and Kendra Barnes is a $1,997. It's 2 days, and it's got food and drinks. Trust me, you're gonna be in the room, people. All the people out of DC, I'm already partnering with in different ways, different Facebook groups, different trucking groups, or different real estate. It's just, it is what it is, right? Now, some of the cheaper events, I think the one in Denver is gonna be $200. The one in Dallas may be $200. It's worth, yeah, it's worth it. I'm just telling you, it's out here. People think they're gonna get a business credit card without PG. Yeah, they do. They really do. And I'm telling you, you think you're gonna get equipment loans? Like, see, people be telling y'all about Paydex. Like, I told them about Paydex, Erica. You don't know nothing about the Paydex. There's like 4 or 5 other different levels of stuff y'all don't even know about. That gives people equipment loans. That gives people so much stuff that it's not even out here on the internet. And that's how I know these people don't know what they're talking about. That's why I'm willing to give somebody $1,000. They can prove me wrong. They cannot. I'm out here applying for these big ass loans. I know what I'm talking about. I'm in groups with people and other business owners, and we're all applying for the same. We help each other out because we know. We like, man, this bank was giving me a hard time. What y'all know about this? Oh, Erica, that's the worst bank to be at. Oh, really? Yeah, it's the worst. Come over here to this bank and ask for this particular loan and watch the person give it to you. A Sam's Master credit card, that ain't shit. Are you getting $100,000 with no PG? Come on, B. Come on, y'all. I don't want to be like cussing, but I really get tired of this. People are like, this is no PG, it's no PG. You can get these other cards. Like, nah, you're not getting $100,000. You're not getting a milli with no PG unless your business is showing the monies. Show them the monies. Right now, with my bank statements alone, I can go get $20,000 to $30,000. Now, yes, bank statements can get you out the door, but you can't get. It's not just a seminar, baby. It's not a seminar. It's a 2-day event. Trust me. And not only do we do the event, we actually break it down and get your plan for the next year. Like, we literally take you step by step, make you bring your laptops and your computers. It's an event, baby. It's not just it's a seminar. Nah, baby. This ain't one of these bull ass seminars. You know what I mean? I don't speak on anybody's stuff I haven't taken. No, I haven't taken stuff. But I can promise you right now, look at me in my eyeballs. A lot of people out here are telling you, oh, it's no PG, it's no PG. They are talking what you're asking me for, and let's be clear. 99% of y'all, 99.99% of y'all are asking about unsecured cash in your damn hand, transfer balance checks, credit cards. So stop with this, well, I can get this other card over here. I can get this vendor credit here. I'm not talking about that, and you know you're not talking about it either, so stop running. We're both talking about unsecured. Take that card and turn it to cash money, baby, cards. That's what you're talking about, and that's what you're asking about, okay? Thank you for the $1 super chat, Amanda P. I'm just saying, a lot of times people out here want to give all this fluff, but that's the truth. You're not talking about vendor credit. You're not talking about equipment credit, because most of y'all don't want to buy no truck. Most of y'all don't want to buy no dump trucks. You ain't trying to buy no excavator. You're not trying to buy farm equipment. You want those cold hard cash credit cards. So let's cut the bull. Let's me and you both be honest what you're talking about, and don't give me these like BS. Well, have you did this? Have you tried this cast? It don't matter. It don't matter what that person's saying, because I personally know, and let's be honest, if I could have, without fire coming on me, name off all the people I'm in some of these business Facebook groups in, and show you what they're talking about behind the scenes, baby, y'all be like, ooh. Y'all would be like, ooh, that person is faking the funk. Thank you, former banker. Thank you. Thank you. I am telling the truth. Thank you. Please let these people know. They think I'm making this up. We've got bankers. We've got lawyers. Thank you for the $1 super chat. We got bankers. We got lawyers. Even in my investment group, we got lawyers. So if people say, is this all legal? Honey, I've got multiple lawyers in my investment clubs. So don't ever come for me sideways, you know? 3 or 4 of the groups I'm in are actual former bankers who put them together, because they know it's more money in them telling you how to get approved for stuff than it is being a banker. They know it's more money that way. They know what the computer's looking for. They got friends who will tell them what the computer's still looking for. Then they put it together and tell you, hey, this is how you do it. I come with the truths. But if you want to keep going out here to La La Land, and you got repossessions on your car, listen, and I get it. There are certain people who I've coached, and I've did over 6,000 phone consultations. I almost don't care to get on the phone anymore. Paid consultations. And I promise you, the average person, the collections, the medical stuff, it'd be under $2,000. It'd be under $2,000. And of course people say, but it says they never pay collection. That's right. If you want to fight the moral fight, yeah, never pay it, man. Fight it. Keep fighting it. Different ways, CFPB, different negotiation, different, writing an affidavit. There's 4 or 5 different ways you want to play that game. You can. But guess what? It's a thing called suppression and not deletion. So some of the stuff y'all got getting off, where it looks like it's getting off, is suppressed. Some of the stuff is deleted. Hey, thank you for the entry for the $10 super chat. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Rod for real estate. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. But I just always see this conversation all over YouTube, and they're like, oh, you keep telling everybody the same thing about their personal credit. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, bro, I'm out here. I hate saying bro like that, but I'm out here applying for real big money. I'm trying to apply for $1 million loan, and I know what I'm talking about. I'm out here in groups where each different person's like, hey, I went to this bank. You went to this bank? Yeah, I went to this bank. Oh, I went to this bank. And we're all communicating together. That's why I laugh when people say, well, oh, I know this. No, you don't. Unless you're out here applying like the big boys are, big girls, I don't want to hear it. That's why when I'm on Facebook and or YouTube and I hear some of this silly stuff people are saying, I just laugh, because I realize that those people aren't even in the game. And something Kevin said the other day cracked me up, Kevin Samuels, because he's right. You have these people just talking about lifting weights and chasing women at 40. They don't talk to you about their career. You never hear them say anything they're doing where they're like winning and making big money. They never are talking about like big wins. You gotta hear. You gotta listen sometimes. People tell you everything they need to say. That's why I'm documenting all this, so you can see. I'm going back and forth to San Antonio. Yesterday I went to Houston. Look at the property we're putting all this money on. Went down here. You know what I mean? Like, pay attention. Look around. Pay attention. That's all I'm saying. Oh, some of them. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. There's one or two where I end up paying like $7,000 to be a part of this group, to be a part of. So I'm not even front like it's cheap. I'm not going to play, okay? You have excellent credit and savings right now. I'm a one truck loan operator. I would probably say the funding course. Depends on what you're trying to do. Are you trying to buy a truck? I mean, again, I hate to like give y'all a hard time, but like when we're on here, it depends on what you're trying to do. Are you trying to buy more trucks? Are you trying to buy real estate? Are you trying to go over here? Are you trying to go over there? You need more cash flow? What do you need? It all depends. That's why I say a lot of times what you guys are asking is like an open-ended question. The funding course and the bank book are two of the best. And the bank book, I call it the bank book, but when you go on the website, it says 1-page business plan. That's what it's called. And I know everybody says, well, you said it's the bank book. I know, but it's called the 1-page business plan. Thank you, Doug. And any of the moderators have been posting the course link in here. But that's what it is. And the only way you get around that is meeting me in person at these different events that we have all over the place. Period. I'll break out any other question you have. Even next year's boat party and VIP dinner, we'll have a like a 4-hour day workshop just to kind of get that one, Doug, and also there's another one, Doug, I always want to put in here. See if it'll let me. Nope, I can't. It's Doug, if you have the bit.ly/the game 9, that one. You can put that one in there too, that works. But if not, I'll put it in when this is over, the video is over. But the thing is just, I just don't want y'all to fall for the hype. Some of y'all have great personal credit and you have a job, you've been there for multiple years. This is a perfect time for you to get personal lines of credit. And if you start a business, real estate based, but again, cross your I's and dot your T's. What did I say earlier? A business address. And remember I told y'all in the previous videos, oh, sorry, it's okay, Doug. Business address, business website, something simple. Not a Wix website, but a business website. Let's keep it simple. A phone number, a fax number. I know everybody's like, fax number. I promise you, I've literally wrote down on multiple applications this past week fax numbers, because I do have a fax app too. But I promise you, it saves you so much time. If you can have that 5 years, same residence, 5 years at the same job, 100K a year, you're just stacking on racks. And again, listen to what that guy said when he's talking about how do we get a business address. You can use your home, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would strongly recommend, it depends on what you're trying to do. Again, we can go in this conversation. What are you trying to do? Right? When someone tells me they need business funding, what are you trying to do? Because if you're really trying to grow a business where you're going to have employees in the future, or maybe 1 or 2 employees, or you're doing some kind of Shopify store, or you're trying to do some real estate, a small office in some of these areas are $300. Now, first, everybody's going to say, I'm going to tell you right now, people have been trying to use virtual offices, but they've been getting flags. And again, if you've watched any of my videos, you know nav.com, y'all. NAV.com. You should be on there if you're a business owner. Same thing with the QuickBooks. I keep telling you about QuickBooks, and people act like I'm just blowing smoke about QuickBooks. But again, QuickBooks is out here giving loans, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 loans. And y'all sit here playing the games. QuickBooks is just, they're like, oh, it's QuickBooks, it's just organizing it. I don't need that. Okay. But at the end of the day, the funding course, the one-page business plan, I break it out in there for you guys because it's so easy. You just got to follow the steps, man. And I spent $50,000 this year on courses, on books, on groups. And it's because I wanted to make sure I'm ahead of my information, not only for myself, but for my investment club and also for others. When I'm on the phone with y'all, I spend lots of money a year educating myself, going to these conferences, knowing I'm on top of my knowledge that I'm sharing with you guys. I'm telling you. Hood Estates, yeah, check out Hood Estates. I will say this, a lot of things are starting to flag things as a virtual office. A lot of people have been telling me that, nav.com. You can also see it on other documents. It's been saying nav.com. But again, if you're in some of these cities and states, depends on what you're trying to do. If you can go on Craigslist, it's the best thing you can do. And I think people think I'm crazy when I tell you this. Go on Craigslist and look for these little $200, $100 offices. I don't care if it's in the middle of nowhere. And you might not go there. If it's alive, you can go all the way back, Angel. Just go back to the beginning. You can literally move the little needle back to the beginning and watch it from there. You don't have to watch right now. Find one of them little nowhere offices out. I don't care if it's an hour from your house. It's easier than that. You can, I'm telling y'all, let me put it this way. The system is catching the P.O. boxes. The system is catching the virtual offices. This is why I've been recommending very hard if you can find a partial office space, like, oh, we got an office you can share for $200 a month. I go on Craigslist every day and I can find these where somebody has an office and they just want to share a small part for $200 a month. You're telling me you don't want to spend $200 a month for a year, which is what, $2,400 out of to get all this access to more funding and grow your business? Because really what you're trying to use it is for Google Places. Stop that noise. You're using it mostly for Google Places to ping you and acknowledge you. Small offices in NYC, didn't I just tell you an hour out? If you in NYC, what's an hour out? Newburgh, way out, an hour out. Long Island. Come on now. Come on, work with me now. Don't talk about NYC. I don't care. What's an hour out from NYC? What gets you on the train and you can go an hour and have your mail drop in there and it don't matter? Come on, baby, work with me now. Promise me, work with me. Get on the train. Go an hour out. You don't have to stay at that office. You're mostly using that office to have mail. You're using that office not only for mail to go there, have a phone line go there and a fax number go there. There are offices in NYC for less than that. Exactly. I know they are. And I ain't going to fight you on it. You are where you are. And you decide what's best for you. You're grown. I'm just giving you information. If the information don't work for you, you don't have to. But a lot of people, what they're seeing, we go on nav.com, you go on Paydex and all these other things, you're seeing your information will say virtual office. I've literally had multiple clients take a screenshot and show me where it says virtual office. 1-800 better than landline, get them both. Listen, if you've seen any of my old videos, I tell y'all, when you go in these Jets, yeah, I am facing this. When you go on Yext.com, and that's YEXT, and you pay $150 to $500 a month for those Google, and Google Places is free, by the way. But what is Google Places going to do? They're going to send you a piece of mail. You get that piece of mail, and you have to type in the confirmation code on it for it to actually mark you as being there. Exactly. You can partner with a few folks to share an office. There you go. Excuse me. I'm going down. The Mucinex wearing off. I'm going down. I was supposed to go see my friend's baby when I go to see, but if I still got this cold, y'all, I probably won't get to see her. But I'm just trying to I'm trying my hardest to share this information with y'all, as much free information as possible. But again, I keep telling y'all, people go out here, put stuff on the internet, mess it up for everybody, the loophole's closed. I know that's what's going down. We're not really talking about trucking right now. We're talking about funding and business credit. Okay. The best thing is when I tell people, yeah, there's a lot of misinformation online. What I tell you is follow a blueprint, and then if you think something else can work better for you, then do something different. Like I tell everybody, for the state's course is the blueprint. I just did something a little bit different because I knew I was raising money. I wanted to grow it. So you're not going to get 15 trucks with the same exact blueprint. But I tell people, get a blueprint, follow it, and then let it work. I can tell you right now, off most of the phone calls I've done, when somebody bought my courses and did it, I said, oh, Erica, it didn't work. I literally go, get on the phone with me. Name every step. The first 2 steps, they mess up. Remember I did a video talking about business names? And I'll get on the phone with a bunch of y'all, and y'all be like, oh, I got a business name. It's JB's Hot Dogs and Chicken LLC. What the hell? You know, Corey's Bust It Wide Open or something. LLC. I'd be like, simple ass names. First rule of business, follow the damn course. Follow how I wrote it up for you. Services, business, management. That's it. Y'all keep trying to do colorful stuff, and you can once you get in the door, you get a little bit of funding, then you can name 12 other LLCs something stupid. The other day, I know, I was just trying to not name anybody's stuff I know. Other day, I picked up a bag of something. It was like a coffee. And it was like, make your own coffee. Yeah. It was like the stupidest LLC I've ever seen, but it was funny because it didn't matter what the LLC was on the back of the coffee because they were in stores. That's the funny part. They were already big level. It didn't matter. And it stood out. It was funny. But I don't need more. I sold off the company. We're going to merge. I was going to buy theirs, and I just sold mine to his. I was like, I'm tired. Because what I realized, a lot of people don't want to listen, and they don't want to follow instruction. What most people want to do is they want to keep doing what they want, and then it just turns around. It's like corn. You'll talk to people, you'll be like, hey, you just need to do A, B, and C. You come back, they did A, and they didn't do B, and they be like, well, why my credit ain't better? Because you didn't follow instructions. So I just got tired. I just got tired of it. I was like, I'm done. I'm done with dealing with people who, 1, don't want to listen, 2, they're hard-headed, 3, they got here from bad choices, and they still doing bad choices. So at the end of the day, I just got tired of it. I was like, I'm selling it. And even people are like, oh, you can hire more staff. It wasn't worth it to me. And I went to a conference, and they were like, don't do things that don't make you happy. And working with hard-headed people don't make me happy. That's just the honest truth. Working with hard-headed people don't make me happy. It makes me very unhappy. I don't. And again, Glenda Cameron has a really great course that's teaching amazing things. But when you get to my level, when you're talking about 20 and 30 and 40 different LLCs and partnerships, I'm at a level, and I'm not knocking anybody, I'm at a level where I have a full team that works for me. I have a CPA, a bookkeeper, and another lady that works with me. They literally have their hands full with all my documentation. You guys see me in the videos, there's a set of boxes behind me. I literally fill those boxes up with documentation and drop them off at their office, and then they return them to me. So I'm at a level, not trying to act like I'm bigger and better than anybody, but I'm at a level that's completely different than other people. And most people are going to have one LLC that they work on. I'm past that. I'm at 20. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in different partnerships. I'm in different little things all over the country. I mean, like, I'm in a different level. It just depends on what you listen. Again, that's a dangerous question. He said, is it more beneficial the way I do it? And again, it all depends on you, baby. That's why I'm very careful about the information I give here, because One, I'm not a tax attorney. I'm not an attorney. I don't work with IRS, I'm not an IRS attorney. So I'm only speaking from my personal experience and who I hire to work with me. So I'm always trying to make sure that. I am coming to VidCon, but I had to make sure that we closed out because the drivers, all of a sudden, so we had 3 trucks sitting. One's mine, one's a group, 2 of the other groups. And all of a sudden, I didn't have any drivers. I was like, okay, fine, I'm going to VidCon. Oh, wait, we found 3 drivers. Make sure the trucks are ready to go. Well, what makes the truck ready to go? It has the it's the license plate on the front, well, the plate on the front. The driver's, the plate, the license plate on the thing. And then it has its paperwork inside the cab for the driver, attached to his information to show that he, on insurance paperwork, that he's legal able to drive the truck. And my favorite salesman got promoted, so he wasn't there to physically put it in the truck for me. So I made a quick drive down to San Antonio to physically put that paperwork inside those trucks, because I didn't want I drove off and the policeman stopped me and I have no paper, so now we got a citation. I don't hear that mess. I personally check it. And again, the reason I went there, because as soon as I went to grab my handle, the door handle, guess what? The truck was unlocked and the key was in the ignition. And I was like, I should take my boot off and put it in somebody's butt, but I'm gonna act like I got some sense today. And I got a cold, so I'm gonna go on about my business and leave y'all. So I'll scold them tomorrow. But on top of that as well, I had to send some bank wires because we're closing on other properties. So it's like, some days you're going to have to, and the thing about it is, there's a particular code, certain banks, my bank is, I usually work with small banks, and I tell y'all this all the time. I love small banks. They can get a lot done for you. But when it comes sometimes to wiring stuff, they act like, we're trying to protect you from criminals. So we need your signature, need all this stuff. You'd be like, oh my God, y'all. So it has its pluses and its minuses. But again, I am just, CYA, consult your attorney, consult your accountant, cover your own ass. Always, go and get what you need. Consult with who you need. Again, I literally have a team that works with the tax stuff I do this year. And I still recommend the book 1001 Business Deductions and Tax. But again, y'all got to have something going on in order to make deductions. A lot of times y'all trying to deduct, you made 10 grand this year, you trying to deduct 30 grand and get some money back. That's not how that works. It's not like personal credit. It's different. So I just wanted to do that little rant. My tricking will be on another level once this recession hits. Hey, listen, I can feel you. Nah, we were just talking the other day. I was with somebody and I was saying how there are several of the men in the real estate groups who women's, go to them all the time, message them inappropriately all over Instagram. They'd be like, calm down. What is wrong with these women? And I'm like, it's so few people really doing anything. And when I mean doing anything, I mean actually conducting a real business, actually doing big business that's actually showing some money, that it's easy for people to be like, woo, what's your name? This live stream is for entertainment purposes only. Consult your attorney, consult your accountant, consult all of them. I'm serious. I mean, and again, these are people want to do $1 million business and make all the money and never pay anybody and never have any workers and never have any employees, and it's silly. I even have to catch myself sometimes. I literally have a full-time video person. Thank you for the disclaimer. I have a full-time video person. He's editing, he's making videos, he's going to be traveling on the road with me for all the events we're doing coming up. Then I have a full-time team, CPA, bookkeeper, and their assistant working with me with all the businesses I have. I have a full-time ad team. I have a full-time staff that's not only doing ads for Facebook, they're doing them from YouTube, they're also doing them for Instagram. Then I have a guy who does all my magical emails. Those emails don't fix themselves. And so when people sit here like, well, I want to make $1 million, I'm gonna do it all by myself. All by yourself for what? So you can work yourself to death? And it's a perfectionist thing too. I notice a lot of people like, well, nobody can do it like me. you know, they can't even do it like me. And I'm like, well, can they do 80% like you? Kind of. Well, then that's good enough, baby. It ain't got to be perfect. Educational. Yeah, people don't want to follow directions. Go grab the book. Go grab the book. It's a yellow book. It says 1,000. It's a white and blue book called 1,001 Tax Deductions and Credits and Incentives. And then there's a yellow and blue book. They bring them out each year. They hear them and take them away right after tax season's over because, you know, they don't want y'all to be too educated out there in the populace. What's the definition to do it all myself when I first started? If you're doing paperwork and it's impeding with you actually making money, that's when it's time for you to hand it off to someone else. And the reason you see a lot of these contractor guys, and I'm gonna be careful here, the reason you see a lot of these contractors really start making money and really start growing their business is not when they get employees, but usually when they have a wife, because the wife is doing the numbers or is encouraging him, hey, take that paperwork over here because we're making all this money and doing this. She brings a system to him. A lot of these guys who have painters or talent, they just be out there painting willy-nilly and doing whatever. Go on Amazon.com. Honestly, right now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm really immersed in real estate. And when I get immersed, I'm talking about for 90 days. I get a real immersed. And my phone might die here, so I might have to wrap this up. But when I do it, I get really immersed. And what's really immersed mean? I've got 2 or 3 projects working in Houston right now. I've got 2 or 3 projects working in Detroit. And that's where my focus is. Like, the trucks are great. The third party company does everything. They do all the dispatching. They do all this other stuff. But I just don't. I like to be immersed. I like to know. And what's great is some of these properties are going to be, their rehab is 4 weeks. That's what I'm talking about. In and out of that bad boy. In and out. But I like to be focused and immersed. So raising money for another truck, and let's be honest, the new people that would be coming in the truck, they'd have to be dropping 10 and 15,000. It's really not worth it to deal with $5,000 unless it's people already in the group. The people in the club, they can pay $3, $4, $5,000. I don't even care because they already in, because they got in the ship when I was telling y'all get in on the ship now. The people coming in behind now, I'm like, you gotta bring more money. It ain't even worth it. I like my solid people I know that's gonna respond in a timely manner and not act crazy. So I ain't even gonna lie to you. I like my little investment club how it is. We got like 300 people on the email list, but there's a solid 72 that answer all the emails. And I thank every one of those people. Yeah, this phone gonna die. Oh shit. Anyway, you guys, look up for Atlanta Mastermind Group. Atlanta Mastermind event, 2-day event, food, drinks. You got me, Charm City Buyers. You got really great stuff going on in here. It's gonna be amazing. Connect in that. Atlanta, September 28th to 29th. Dallas, Texas, October 12th. Denver, Colorado, October 5th. LA and Oakland in November. We're gonna do it big, y'all. Y'all gotta be ready. You better be there. Be ready. Be square. I'm telling y'all, come to those events. That's what the people in those rooms 90% of the time have money, have ready to go, ready to take off and launch their business. Thank y'all for all the likes. Hit the like button. There's 85 likes. I appreciate that. It's been about 300 of y'all coming in and out the stream. Thanks for all the super chats. You guys have been hilarious. Awesome. I appreciate it. I try to bring the real. I try to bring the truth. You want good truth. You want steps. The funding course. The 1-page business plan, aka the bank book. I'll put the links in the video when they render. When I get to this house, I'll go back and put the links on both videos. I know you're gonna be like, where are the links? I will do that as soon as I possibly can. But yeah, don't do it all alone. Don't stress yourself. Later, you guys.